Well, most people are familiar with the plot of the Tom Cruise movie Minority Report, a concept of pre-crime being used to prevent crimes before they happen. Well, there's a new software system attempting to do something very much like that by forecasting the highest risk times and places for future crimes. Access through any browser, fixed or mobile, on any internet-enabled device, including tablets, smartphones, laptop, and desktop computers. Beware, that's the name of the program from Intrado. Searches, sorts, and scores billions, with a B, billions of commercial records in a matter of seconds, alerting responders to potentially deadly and dangerous situations while en route to or at the location of a call. Interesting stuff. Here to talk about this is Derek Smith, Director of Cybersecurity Initiatives at the National Cybersecurity Institute at Excelsior College. Thanks so much for coming in, Derek.
Thank you. Glad to be.
All right, so officers already have a lot of this information at their disposal, be it, inside their cruiser from their laptop or on a number of different databases. What's unique about this particular technology?
Well, with this, in the past, we've been doing this for years. Sure. We've done data collection and intelligence gathering for years, but now we're able to use technology to do it much quicker and have the technology right here at our hand, have the information in our hand where we can react quickly with it in order to be more proactive than reactive like we've been in the past.
I was reading up on Beware today, this particular technology, and one thing that is unique and stood out to me is that the technology is actually scanning, it says, commercial, criminal, and social media information, as well as any, quote, comments that could be construed as offensive in order to be able to determine a threat score. And then each suspect, I guess, if you want to call them that police are responding to, is assessed through this technology a threat score on different levels, green, yellow, and red, based on comments they've made. Now, is that a slippery slope because obviously the algorithm doesn't have the ability to judge intent of content or comments. Rather, it has the ability to merely gather these words and then assign a threat level. Is there an issue there?
Well, there is an issue there. Here's the issue. If we go by just that predictive information alone, we'll have a problem. It has to be a two-step process. And that second step is that someone needs to analyze that data, needs to look at that person, maybe the past and things that group or person have done, and then make some type of analysis and some type of judgment there. Without that, you're going to have an algorithm telling you what crimes are going to exist, and there could be a problem with that.
And the algorithm's telling you not just that a crime could exist, but it's actually telling you who's going to commit that crime.
That is correct. It's trying to forecast based on maybe your past behavior or what is seen in your social media, and that change of behavior, changing the things you're posting about, and then they say maybe this person is going to perpetrate a crime in the future, and then they want prevention from the police officers.
One of the problems though with that idea as well is who determines what is threatening behavior or comments that can be perceived as being threatening. And so someone has to be programming that algorithm. Someone is directing the algorithm, are they not?
Yes, and that's where the problem is, because now we're looking at biases. We're looking at people making judgments about certain groups of people or certain things that are said. So we have to make sure that training is there. We have to make sure there's policies in place to make sure that doesn't happen. But of course, I see that as a big problem with this technology.
Certainly so. An opinion piece published in Reuters questions this program, saying this, quote, "There are many troubling aspects to these programs. There are, of course, obvious risks in outsourcing traditional police work, determining who is a threat to a proprietary algorithm. Deeming someone as a public threat is a serious designation, and applications like Beware may encourage shortcuts and snap decisions." Derek, certainly in the last few, especially months, we have a lot of issues that are being discussed in terms of policing in this country and how police are assessing certain people, certain situations. One of the big stories in the country right now is this young man, John Crawford, who had the BB gun inside of a Walmart and was shot to death inside that Walmart. Officers responded based on information given to them by a 911 caller who said there may be someone walking around with a weapon. And it was based on just that little bit of information that they made a very, very poor decision. Do you foresee lawsuits in the future over this kind of technology, of people saying, you're allowing basically a computer to tell you that this person is a criminal?
Yes, I do see lawsuits in this way. Basically, it's another form of profiling in a way, because we're looking at the data alone. We're looking at, basically, it's the information that goes in, garbage out, as we say. So if you're putting in past crime statistics and you're looking at what people are saying, those people tend to be the same people that may be perpetrating crimes in the future. But if we judge by that and try to predict on that, we can have problems. And then that leads to lawsuit, that leads to civil rights problems and things like that. So we have to be cognizant of that. There's already distrust of the government and police agencies. we have to be very, very upfront about what we're doing here and make sure that we address these issues up front.
Yeah, I mentioned in the kind of the lead into this, the issue of pre-crime, the idea for a minority report, and a lot of people have talked about that recently. Is there some positives to this technology? Maybe not going as far as searching through someone's social media comments and looking for keywords, but is there something positive in terms of some of this technology that's out there right now that gives officers, you know, at the moment, a kind of a variety of information coming in at one time to be processed properly?
Yes. Well, there's two things I see. First of all, we look at problems that could occur, but we also look at victimization. Maybe if I'm looking at your Facebook page or some of your social media, I can identify the type of person or problems that you're having that might be something that I can intervene with, or the police agency can intervene and stop the problem from happening before it occurs. Bullying, picked on at school, things like that. So that's a positive thing that can come from that. Also, we look at being able to put police sources in the right place at the right time. Would you rather the decision be made based on bias, based on police profiling, or based on true analytical and quantitative data? So you think about that, it could be a positive thing.
Absolutely. Derek A. Smith, Director of Cybersecurity Initiatives at Excelsior College. Thank you very much.
Thank you.